Hey guys, welcome. You always catch me right in the middle of a pre-podcast beer sniff. Welcome to the Ghost and the Goat. I'm your host, Buddy Thayer, paranormal investigator and beer enthusiast. Investigating this beer right now that I'm drinking. It's the ghost of a beer that once was. Or will be shortly. It's just dipping. You can't see it. It's not a really. It's just written. It's not a really great can art or anything. Just dipping. It's a West Coast IPA, or was a Coast IPA, done by the former brewery. So sad, Providence Brewing. Big cheers to you guys. Big cheers to the veterans everywhere here on Veterans Day, guys. If you're watching, if you're a veteran, thank you for your service, your sacrifice, everything you did for this country, everything that you did to allow me to drink great beers on a Tuesday evening and talk to folks about fucking ghosts and football all on the same show. It's a privilege and an honor. Um Say happy Veterans Day to all you good veterans out there. I'm gonna take a sip. Mm. Oh my own me. That is quite they say beer loses its taste. Oh, hi from Canada. Oh, Canada. Um, oh, Canada. I don't know the rest of the song. I'm sorry. Oh, Canada. I don't know the rest of the song. I'm sorry. My yeah, I don't know. So this show tonight, we got a very special show planned, as we do always here on the Ghost and the Goat. I'm going to take you by the hand, not my beer hand, of course. I'm going to take you by my left hand, my other hand here, and we're going to walk together into the paranormal world. Where this evening I'm welcoming a guest from down in the southern half of the United States. She joins us from a most haunted city. More about that in just a little bit. In the wide world of sports. Well, hold on before I get into that. Tonight's show is a little bit different. Jai's not feeling so well, so you're just gonna look at my face all night and hear my lovely, charming sounds of my voice. Not that I find it all that charming, but anyway, uh, if you know anything about me and any of the stuff that I do, I'm not only a paranormal investigator, like I said, I'm a craft beer enthusiast. Check out my other podcast programs called Three Dudes Brews. We do a pre-recorded episodes at different breweries and meaderies and wineries around the state, around Mass and Connecticut. I'm in Rhode Island, BT Dubs, if you didn't know. It's cold here tonight, Jesus. And we chat beer culture, beer insight. Hey, ghosts, if it happens to come up, the ghosts of the beers that was sitting in front of me. That's a great show. We just released episode 11 from Providence Brewing for these guys here last month, and then we just recently released episode 12. Ed's on fire. Arcane Meadery and Winery, Mead and Winery, or Meadery and Wine. I don't know. It's down there on Aleppo Street, and probably if you don't know what mead is, guys, go out there and try it. It's honey, it's water, and it's yeast. Three very simple, basic, delicious. Holy shit, delicious down there on Aleppo Street at Arcane. They do stuff with mead that will blow you away. I thought Costas Sangaruli could make a good mead, and he does. He makes a very good mead. But these guys are like, Costas is here, the Greek is here, and these guys are like, whoa. I love you, Costas, but yeah, like you said, that meat is like so next level. And check them out on Aleppo Street. Check out episode 12. We just recently filmed this past weekend. Also, episode 13, Friday morning. Speaking of Veterans Day, cheers, Chris from Bravo Brewing, the only veteran-owned brewery here in America. We filmed there, and then we filmed on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. We arrived at Graysale in Westerly, way down there in Westerly. Gorgeous brewery, gorgeous town. I dipped into Connecticut, had a few beers with my great gramps, and then I came back home. It was a lovely weekend. So check all that out, guys. That's we're gonna be live this Thursday. Three Dudes Brews, the last call. We're gonna talk beer and culture. We got this guy who chugs beers coming on. It's a chuggable or sippable, so he does something like that. So me and him should have plenty to talk about. And we're welcoming the good mayor. He's gonna come on and delight us with all of his ins and outs of being the mayor of the craft beer community. So do tune in for that. In the world of sports, we're going to go into sports really quick. Guys, the Bruins have been on fire. They've won 7 games in a row. That's all I really know about hockey. I don't have a lot to say about hockey. Basketball, the Celtics, they're doing okay. Not great though. No playoff hopes as of yet. In football, my Dolphins were I don't know. I did not expect this last week. I didn't. They hosted the Buffalo Bills and they roasted the Buffalo Bills. I did not expect to see that, guys. It was like holy shit, is this happening? Um, it's like when you see a ghost. It's like holy shit, am I seeing a ghost? And then it's gone. But this took so much longer because it's a football game, so it's like across 3 hours. So like after halftime, I'm like, they gotta blow it. Tua's gonna start throwing interceptions, and he did. But yeah, and more about that in a second. So I am currently at 94 wins on the season, boys and girls. I guess it's okay. I'm picking in this section for this spot just the money line. So that's win or lose, guys. No point spreads, no over unders, no silly bets or anything like that. Just like here's what's going on. Here's what you should do. So on Thursday night, the New Jersey Jets travel up to New England to face the Patriots. The Jets are like the worst team in football. They pulled one off against the Cleveland Brownies, who are terrible also, but have a decent defense. Oh, God, their quarterback was I think he had 3 completions. He had 54 yards. Um, and the Jets still won. I don't know how the Jets win. The Jets will not win this week. They travel to New England. The Patriots are clicking on all cylinders right now. It's pains as much it pains to me to say the Patriots have like reestablished their dominance. Buffalo's like took a few dumps. Miami's in the toilet. The Jets are terrible. They're going to dominate this division for the entirety of the season again. Guys, we had 5 long years to like do something while the Patriots were mediocre, and we couldn't do it. The Bills couldn't do it. The Dolphins couldn't do it. The Dolphins made a lot of promises that they couldn't keep. The Bills looked like they had something, but they could never get past Kermit the Frog, and the Jets just couldn't get out of their own way, as they often never can, and they spend all the time in the basement, which is okay with money. So the Jets don't pick the Jets to do anything this week except lose to the Patriots. They're gonna go in and get the Patriots look great on offense. Um, Travion. I forget his last name. He's running back, but he's a rookie running back for the Patriots. He ran all over the place last week. Expect nothing to change there. He was like that third string running back, and he's like taking off, guys. Drake May, oh my God, he is disgustingly good. Smart. He's good on his feet. He makes smart plays, unfortunately. And their defense, they got some guys back a few weeks ago, and they are also doing quite well. So, granted, the Patriots are not playing the best of teams. They did just beat the Buccaneers. They did make a few mistakes, but the Bucs were not able to capitalize on it. Either way, the Jets won't be able to capitalize on tying their own shoes this week. Pick the Patriots to win this one. Sunday morning, Miami is hosting the Commanders, but not in Miami, in Madrid, in Spain, at 9:30 in the morning. That'd be good because I go into work at 7 a.m., guys. I'll get my meds done. I'll do a little stretch and I'll put the game on at 9:30 and I'll dominate the television in the common area for 4 hours. And I watched my Miami Dolphins. Wow, they looked amazing. Tua threw 2 interceptions and he looked like typical Tua. He threw a few bombs. He threw a huge bomb down the field to Waddle. Connected with him big a few times. Gave you some really nice fantasy football points. I appreciate that. I appreciate that too. A-Chain was like all over the place, running all over the field. The Buffalo Bills have a 0 run defense, and Miami totally exploited that and smashed the Bills. Now, Washington Commanders have really been struggling this year because Jalen Daniels, their superstar quarterback from last year, the rookie from last year, in his second year this year, has been banged up all season. He will not be playing. I think Gibbs is his name. Will be playing the Dolphins in Madrid. If the same team shows up that showed up last week and showed up a few weeks ago, I would say, screw it, go with the Dolphins. Go with Dolphins for the points because they're not going to be favored. They're going to probably get a good few points at least to stop this event. So I'd say go with the Dolphins either way. The Carolina Panthers, Young, their quarterback, showed a little bit of promise, but he really ate shit last week. As did Michael Penix of the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta has a strong running game. Carolina they have a pretty good defense. They lit up a few teams this year. They surprised a few teams this year. They traveled to Atlanta. This is going to be like this is a divisional game, guys. Both teams have a moderate team. I'm going to say, oh boy, I'm going to say stay away from this game, first of all. Second of all, if I'm going to have to tell you to pick one or the other, I'm going to say Atlanta because, like I said, Byron Robinson, he's been doing all right. He's been running the football quite well. And then, is it London? He's catching the ball and running all over the field. Well, Penix isn't like doing all that great. He's eating a big Penix. He's I don't know. If he can get the ball out to these guys in front of a like mediocre Carolina I don't know, maybe the mediocre. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Atlanta in this one. Maybe I'll eat my own words later on in the week. Maybe not. The Buffalo Bills coming off their lackluster loss, their awful loss to my great Miami Dolphins, host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who also took one off the cheek from the New England Patriots. So both teams are going to be looking to rebound. They're in Buffalo. It's probably going to be a little chilly up there. I like Baker Mayfield. He is a good quarterback when he can connect, but problem is with Baker, when he can't make a play happen, he tries to make a play happen when he should just like maybe throw the ball away and gets caught like in the backfield, way in the backfield with the football, loses a bunch of yards. So it's either like a win or lose. I don't know, like a win or lose. Obviously, it's a win or lose, buddy. But it's like either like he has a giant windfall or he gets like kicked in the nuts. I expect Tampa Bay to get kicked in the nuts 2 weeks in a row as the Buffalo Bills win this one at home. Another team that's going to get kicked in the nuts, the Tennessee Titans, who have been getting kicked in the nuts the entire season, host the Houston Texans. Houston led a hell of a comeback, dramatic comeback against the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. Their running back was running all over the field. Their quarterback was running all over the field. He was throwing the ball. They were running the ball. Their defense stood up. Expect them to do the same against Tennessee, who sucks this year. A team that they don't suck all that bad. Minnesota, while they went down to the Ravens last week, it was a nitty-gritty game, guys. They had the opportunity at the end of the game. They blew it. However, the defense of the Vikings, I think, is strong enough to hold off. Oh God, the quarterback for Chicago. He's not that good. They drafted him last year. He plays for the Bears. They're a trash organization. Minnesota all day, guys. Another team looking to bounce back. The Green Bay Packers got. Well, that was kind of a good game last night. It was only 10-7, guys. They lost to Philly. They traveled to New Jersey rather, to take on the Giants. While Dart, the Giants quarterback, shows a lot of promise, he's kind of running out of weapons. I don't know. I mean, he's got a few receivers still, but it's two big guys. Well, he's got Tracy now running the ball. He's doing all right. I don't know if they got enough to beat the Packers. I say pick Green Bay all day in the win there. Next team is a little bit challenging for me because it features the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, while the Steelers are playing okay, they have a decent record, and they're hosting Cincinnati, who's kind of middle of the road. Cincinnati has like an old man throwing the ball, but has these two stud, young, fast, talented wide receivers in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They are going to light up the old men that are in the secondary in Jalen Ramsey and starts with an S. I forgot the other guy's name. They're both old. They're slow. They have the worst secondary in the NFL. They give up. Pittsburgh Steelers defense gives up the most pass yards. I'm going to go Cincinnati in this game. I don't think Aaron Rodgers will be enough. I think they beat them once already in the season earlier on. They blew them out of the water. I think it's a little closer, but I don't think the Pittsburgh secondary can hang with these young studs that are going to run all of them. So go Cincinnati all day. Next team, the Chargers, who are doing better. Travel to Jacksonville, who have been doing better, but not last week because they gave up a huge friggin' lead against Houston and lost. Take the Chargers all day. Jacksonville is just not good enough to be considered like good or even reliable for that matter. People picked. I think I picked the Jaguars last week. No, I didn't pick the Jaguars. I picked Houston. But I picked the Jaguars in past weeks. I'm thinking like, all right, these guys are gonna. They played well last week. They're gonna play well. No, they didn't, and they're just not that good yet. So go the Chargers all day. A game that's gonna be great. This is possibly the game of the week. A juggernaut defense in Seattle with I think it's Geno Smith who slings the ball for them now. They take the show on the road. They've been playing really good. They go down to LA divisional game against the Rams. The Rams have been really showing up. They kind of kept it close last week for a little bit against the San Francisco 49ers, but they ran away with it. And God, I think it was like 46-20. I don't know. It was the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a good football game. Try and check that one out. San Francisco tries to rebound this week as they travel to Arizona. Arizona's been not they've been spotty and checkery. Their defense isn't all that good. Mac Jones is in that last game a couple weeks ago made Arizona look like chumps. Expect that to happen again against Mac Jones. Are you kidding me? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take San Francisco in this one. Baltimore, again, division rivals. They travel to Cleveland. The old Browns travel to the new Browns, and they're going to kick the shit out of them. The Baltimore Ravens. They're going to win all day. Lamar Jackson. Jesus Christmas, buddy. Quarterback for the Ravens came back a few weeks ago against the Dolphins, and he's been lighting it up. He's been playing in old format again. He's playing well again. Cleveland's not doing anything well. Baltimore all day. All right. So if the Rams in Seattle wasn't the game of the week, this one might be the game of the week also, or the next one. Shit, there's a few games of the week this week, guys. So, at 4:25, the Kansas City Chiefs and Kermit the Frog and Taylor Swift traveled to Denver to take on a stiff Denver defense and a pretty decent Denver offense in the Mile High City. Again, divisional rivalries. It's going to be a good game. Kansas City started slow. They've been really picking it up, but I don't know. I'm going to say, I hate to say it, I'm going to say Taylor Swift and the Chiefs might win that one. I might be prone to go with the point spread on that one because I do think it's going to be a close game, but win or lose, I'm going to say Kansas City because they've been picking up the pace a little bit lately. Two other teams that have been picking up the pace lately: the Philadelphia Eagles, who won 10-7 last night over the Green Bay Packers, host the Detroit Lions. Another team like been explosive, on fire. This is going to be a good game. Again, close game. Two good offenses, two good defenses, two good head coaches. Oh God. Screw it, Detroit. And then this last one, it shouldn't be hard, but it is because Dallas either scores a shit ton of points and blows the team out, or gets scored on a shit ton. They go against Las Vegas Raiders. One thing that Dallas is not good at this year is stopping the run. It is expected that is it Judy or is he on the? I don't know. There's a running back. It's not Judy. He plays for the Browns. There's a running back on, or maybe it is Judy. All right, so let's say it's Judy. There's a running back either way who plays for Las Vegas and Tom Brady, and he can run the ball really well. That's about all they can really do in Las Vegas at the current time. I'm still going to pick Dallas. You know, Dallas probably is going to suck and lose. So those are my picks for the week, guys. Again, I'm like, what did I say? I'm 94 wins. I'm doing pretty good this year, guys. Or I think I am. I've been losing parlays. I had a parlay last week. I went it was a 10-game parlay. I bet $5. I had like $400 on the line. It was like, oh boy. I went every game. And then the last game featured the Oregon State Beaver Tails. Beavers. I don't know. The Beavers. They hosted Sam Houston, this no-name team from Texas. Well, probably they're not a no-name team. I've actually heard of them before, but they're not a great football team. Totally huge point spread. I'm like, I'm going to take. Damn, I'll take them. This is an obscure game, but screw it. Yeah, the Beavers lost and Buddy lost like a whole ton of money. Yeah, so I don't know. Be careful about betting college games. The college scene right now, it's the stupid Ohio State Buckeyes, the most awful team in football, is actually not the most awful team. They're actually number one. Indiana University, that too. I think Texas A&M is up there. Georgia Bulldogs, I think, is number 5. There's some really good. Notre Dame, my team, my boys, white and Irish. I did not expect them to stay in the top 25 after they dropped the first 2 games. They're somehow in the top 10. Don't know how that happened. It's got to be paranormal, guys. So that's all I got for you guys on sports this week. Yeah, there's no baseball going on. There's all sorts of rumors flying through, like Boston through being down up this way about who we're going to get, who we're going to lose. I don't even want to pay attention to it because it gives me way too much stress. One thing that doesn't give me stress is good beer. I'm just going to take a really quick sip of this. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to flip the gears. Could start a little bit late tonight, guys. I had some internet issues. If you know me at all and anything I've done in podcasts over the years, you'll know that Buddy and the internet go at it all the time, and I just lose more than I win. So I had to put the internet in a headlock and take some time, and I got on. So it's starting a little bit late, but not a big deal. So tonight's guest, she is the founder of the New Orleans Paranormal Society and a seasoned paranormal investigator with over 7 years of experience exploring the unexplained. Since 2018, she has led investigations through New Orleans. Is it New Orleans? Is it New Orleans? Is it New Orleans? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute, I'm sure. One of the most haunted cities. I agree. I've been there. Bringing a blend of professional rigor and intuitive insight to every case. Jennifer she is also actively developing her abilities and gifts to discernment, combining investigative technique with spiritual sensitivity. She's passionate about helping others understand paranormal phenomena and connecting with the unseen world through grounded, respectful exploration. Her and her team are also doing the. I'll run the link in just a second. The New Orleans Paranormal. The New Orleans Paracon. Please welcome the show, Jennifer Talley. Dink. No, dink. Jennifer. Hey, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hi. By the way, thank you, buddy, for the shout out for my Packers. Thank you.
Oh, you're a Packers fan?
Oh, huge. Yeah, I grew up in Wisconsin. So
yeah. Who would be a New Orleans Saints fan? They are absolutely terrible.
they're having their struggles. I was a Saints fan right after Katrina hit. I just felt bad for them having to play every game away but home. They had one unfortunate incident while running out on the field, and the hosting team played "Rock You Like a Hurricane" as the Saints were out on the field, which was completely tasteless. I'm not going to say which team it was. It wasn't the Packers.
Yeah.
That wasn't okay. But no, but yeah, no, always a Packers fan. So go Pack, go. Last week, frustrated.
They had a tough loss last night.
They did.
It's too bad, but it was a great game. 10-7. That's such a low scoring football game. You know,
it was a really fantastic show of defense the whole game. On both sides.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts for the Packers this year? Do you think they're going to go? Do you think they have a shot at the big game? Do you think they got all that, or what do you think?
I think when the season started, my answer would have been heck yeah.
Yeah.
The last few weeks, I'm really kind of questioning a lot of things. Play calling, Love's ability to handle different situations. He's showing lack of experience and maturity. I think he has it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's not there. So I don't want anyone to start hammering on me about Jordan Love.
Right.
I was very skeptical about Aaron Rodgers for like his first few years. So you really want me to be skeptical?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers is such oh my God.
This also comes from somebody who's been a fan of a team her whole life, who over the last several decades went from Don Majkowski, and no one mentions him, the Magic,
right.
who pulled us out of a slump. Then came Brett Favre. Then came Aaron Rodgers. So to say we're a bit spoiled on the quarterback position.
Probably. You've had better quarterbacks than my team had, for sure.
So our pain sometimes with our struggles, I think other teams look at us and say,
This
"Really?"
gentleman that commented Carolina Panthers, he has the same last name. Are you guys related?
We are. That is my other half.
Oh, and he's a Panthers fan?
No, he was saying which team played the Rocky like a
Oh,
Hurricanes.
It's Carolina. Okay, all right, thank
Yeah.
you. Also, do we think before we get into the paranormal really quick, Drake May is like I'm a Dolphins fan that has lived in New England country my whole life, and I enjoyed that nice drought. And they drafted Mac Jones. He's terrible. It's so nice to watch these guys go down year the last 2 years. Sports talk radio, people crying. It was amazing because I had it thrown in my face. So like as you can imagine, for about 20 years. And we had our opportunity, and now, holy shit, Mac Jones. Drake May is, yeah, I think he's the real deal. He's a smart quarterback. He can
Yeah.
sling the ball down the field. He's good at short passes. He's good at screens. He's good at running the ball.
Yeah. Y'all are due too. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll been through some stuff since Marino retired.
Oh Christ. Oh my God. It's been. I can't even tell you how many quarterbacks and coaches we've had since Marino's retired. Since Don Shula left us.
I had hope for Johnson though. I really had hope with
Yeah.
Jimmy.
I did too. I love Jimmy Johnson, and
Yeah.
I think he lasted 3 years. Like he averaged every other coach in Miami forever. They've only like lasted maybe 2 or 3 years, and then they either get fired or leave.
And you wonder what the issue is. Is it the coach or
The ownership, is it a
I know.
curse? I don't know. Is it paranormal? I don't know. I don't know.
Is it
Um,
paranormal? Do we need to send a voodoo priest down to
oh my God, I need
the
a voodoo
Dolphin
priest. Get
Stadium?
like every major religion down in Miami and do something for my Dolphins. It is depressing season after season. I had a little bit of hope. The last few seasons we got picked up Tyreek. They were really good like 2 years ago. We made the playoffs. We lost, I think, to the Bills in the opening round, but
Yeah.
they showed me a glimmer of hope for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, and they fucked it all up. So here I am, just sitting at oh Christ, what are we 3-7 now? Oh God, it's just abysmal. I can only hope for a good draft pick, but now they're starting to win. So now what are we going to get middle of the road? They're going to win a bunch of games and then not
Uh,
make the playoffs. I don't know.
I
I'm at
think
a
the
loss.
Saints secured the first round draft pick. I'm pretty sure they did.
They do suck that much. Yeah, yeah.
It's a rebuilding year with the new coach. That's the tagline.
Mhm.
You cross your fingers and hope. No one's wearing the paper bags and calling themselves the Aints yet.
Yeah,
Like they had in the past. So we're just, you're kind of okay, be a little bit more compassionate.
yeah. They had bad teams for a number of years. I remember that the Saints were pretty
Drew
awful.
Brees retired and
Yeah,
it just
and then it all
it's
fell apart.
hard. And so hopefully,
I got Olave on my fantasy team, and he puts up a lot of good
okay,
points
yeah.
every week. But other than him, I know their rookie quarterback got benched a few weeks ago, and then the guy that came in wasn't much better. So I don't know.
No, they're struggling. I don't
Yeah,
know. I think we'll delay judgment and see what the draft
yeah,
how the
yeah. There's always
draft
hope for
and
the draft. Oh my God, the season's gonna
and then
end. We're
let's
gonna
see.
watch another awful team win the Super Bowl, probably the Eagles or something like that. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck is
We
up with it.
hosted the last one, right?
Oh yeah, oh that's right. It was in Lambeau, right?
No, it was in New Orleans.
Oh, it was in New Orleans, I meant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
would never have it in Lambeau. It's outdoors and in the north.
They
Um,
did no, they did have it outside. Wasn't
oh
it in
really?
Minnesota? Was it Minnesota? Well, Minnesota's a dome. They
Yeah.
don't play football like real men. Anyway, it's the only thing I like about the Bears. Is they do
Mm.
play outside. So, but I thought they had, was it in Minnesota? I mean, the game wasn't outside, the stadium was domed, but they still
Yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
some of it
Yeah, they
snowed.
did have it in Minnesota. Yeah, they did have that. That was recent.
Yeah. So, I
But
mean, no, they can't have it in Lambeau because the surrounding areas do not have the infrastructure and hotel rooms to be able to host everyone that would come in.
yeah, I could imagine. I've never been to what is that Lambeau? Green Bay.
Green
I've
Bay.
never been to Green Bay. But I from what I've seen, it looks like it's a stadium in a small town essentially, right? It's
It is. It is. I
it's
think it's barely 100,000 people.
wow.
But the Green Bay and Appleton, which is the Fox Valley, that whole part of Wisconsin is kind of considered one metro area of sorts. But
Yep.
even that, we still have Milwaukee season ticket holders because back in the day there was 2 games played in Milwaukee at County Stadium,
Hmm.
and then they switched it all to Green Bay. I don't know what the reasoning was why they had it to begin with. It probably had something to do with when the team formed.
Yep.
But Milwaukee's still almost 2 hours away, so
Yep.
they could handle it.
Mm.
But shuttling people to and from 2 hours away would be it
That's
would
a
be
bit of a
pretty.
drive. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pretty epic to have it though. It'd be kind of
At
cool.
Green Bay, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. In the wintertime, oh my God. That's real football right there. That's like old school
agreed.
smash mouth playing in the freezing weather. That the players I feel like are too prima donna these days.
That
They're not.
would definitely be channeling our inner Vince Lombardi,
Oh, for sure,
right?
for sure. Oh my God. All right. So you started in Wisconsin. How did you end up in New Orleans?
Oh, I followed boys.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a
That's
lovely city too, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love New Orleans.
yeah.
I was there before Katrina. I was there in 1995.
Okay.
I was 16 years old, and I had
Oh,
the time of
geez.
my life
I bet. I bet you
because
did.
I was always a big guy, and back in the 90s, karting wasn't a big thing, and going like from bar to bar and walking around with a hurricane, like oh my God, that was tremendous. I was
Yeah, we still do that.
yeah, no, I'm sure you do.
We still do.
Um, so how long have you been investigating down? Yeah, did it start in New Orleans for you? Did you
You know,
start investigating in Wisconsin? How did it?
no, it started here. We were tour guides. Hey, Brandon. Um, we were tour guides here. We were
Oh,
in the restaurant business for a while.
hmm,
Yet another hurricane wiped that out. And we started doing tours for different companies. We did history tours,
yep,
cemetery tours, and then they
nice,
had us telling these ghost stories. And we live in the quarter anyway.
yeah,
And we thought, okay, fine. And then we kind of met some people that were into the paranormal. I've always been into the paranormal. My husband Chris has always been a complete skeptic. I mean,
that's
not
okay, that's okay.
I mean, to the point, I can't believe you watch those shows. Those are all fake. That
Mm,
he's got some fair points there. But
kind of, yeah, kind of.
yeah. So I did my first investigation for my birthday in 2018. We had some stuff happen
Hmm.
that even he couldn't explain.
Hmm.
Um, over the spirit box and stuff. And then he kind of got hooked a bit. That kind of
Hmm.
hooked him. Me too. And then we started going on a few here and there, just kind of screwing around as a hobby. And then COVID hit,
Yeah.
and everyone suddenly became unemployed. And one of the most eerie things
Mm.
I've ever seen is the French Quarter closed.
Oh yeah, huh? It was like they showed videos of like Times Square, and it was
Yeah.
like you could hear a pin drop, that would
Yep.
never ever happen. It's yeah, it was so yeah, fins up, buddy. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Um,
It's so
yes.
funny.
Um,
So then we'd been on these tours for other people, and they're like, why can't we go in? Why can't we go in? Why can't we go in? And now we're bored, and everyone's at the dog park.
yeah.
We had 8-month-old puppy at the time, and we met some people that owned a hotel that was supposed to be haunted. And we knew someone else, and then we knew someone else, and we just had this idea. And by the time COVID ended, um, we had it. Like we had this public ghost hunt thing that we did,
Yeah, that's cool.
and it's been just going. And then we
Just to
have
birth that from what you birthed it from. I mean, that's pretty cool.
yeah, it's we've been so fortunate. And then private cases have come here and there.
Yep.
um after after the third one we did, where we didn't know the people,
Yeah.
and we kind of got our butts handed to us,
How so?
we got our asses lit.
How
um
so? By the spirits or by the people, the living or the dead?
the dead. We
Oh,
walked in there
really?
thinking it was an apartment where someone who was murdered,
Yep.
very very gruesomely,
Hmm.
and that the tenant was having all these night terrors and all these other things. And I would say within the first 20 minutes, we knew it was not human.
How would you know it's not human?
Stuff I was feeling, I had
Yeah.
an instinct. We walked in and we were like, yeah, it's just this lady, she was killed there. Oops, I forgot all my protection. Don't worry about that. You're fine.
Right. It's just a ghost,
So
right?
here we are, green investigators making all these mistakes, right? And something told me to stop because they always put me in front of the SLS camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went over to the bag we brought, and there was only one thing we brought that was protection, and that was a Class 2 St. Michael relic.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed it, I put it on top of my head because it kept saying, "It's trying to jump you, it's trying to jump you." And I said, "No, you're not allowed to do that." And I put it on top of my head. As they watched on the SLS camera, they didn't tell me what was going on. This thing started kicking me in the head and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And then it split into two things. And then I was not just on the other end. And then I just said, "I'm done. I want to end." We'd been there like a couple of hours, and I said, "I'm done." And
Yeah.
I walked over to the table where our equipment was, and I just sat there. I went, "Oh," they said, "What?" And I said, "I literally feel like I got the crap kicked out of me."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they looked at me and they said, "You did." And they
Yeah, for
didn't
sure.
tell me what it was doing.
Right. Right. Well, it was messing with you physically. I mean, even like on any investigation I've ever been on, whether I think it's like that kind of haunt, or if it's a regular ghosty ghost or whatever, you still feel that drain almost
You
afterwards.
do.
Have you experienced that too? It's like some
The
people call it like a
paranormal hangover.
paranormal hangover. Exactly. Like you feel
Yeah,
like your energy's been drained out of you. The next day you wake up like, oh, like Jesus, did I work a double? No, I just did an
yeah,
investigation last night.
you
And
do.
it's not because you're up late. I don't think it's because you're up late at all. I think it's because they're using your energy, and so I can imagine like something of that level pulling your energy. It must do it at a much higher rate, or a
It
much.
did. What we didn't know is we looked at the relic 3 days later. And if you're familiar with the relic, what it is, it's a brass circle
Yep, it's
with
like an
glass.
oval, right? Yep.
Right. And inside is a stone from a cave in Italy where St. Michael was said to have appeared.
Oh wow,
And it was one piece. After this investigation, we looked at it, it was shattered into three pieces.
wow,
The glass was not broken.
Jesus, that's a little weird. I can
It
see where that'd
was,
be
yeah,
weird for
I
sure.
think it did its job.
So
So
now let me ask you something. So you're a medium also, correct?
I'm working on it. Yeah.
You're working on it. You're building towards it.
Well,
Do you see entities? Have you ever seen a ghost?
yeah, there isn't, so I found out in 2019 I had some abilities. We didn't know what it
Hmm.
was.
Yep.
It took me 3 years in New Orleans even to find someone to mentor. Sam from Hands of Fate and Brick from Hands of Fate
Hmm.
were like, "We'll do it. Come on." No one else would do
Nice.
it.
Right.
So we did sitting circles, and he's like, "Okay, we're just going to try, with other people. What can you do?" Charlie's exercises, between the seeing, the sight, the hearing, the smells, the psychometry,
Hmm.
the list. And there's nothing I haven't been able to do.
That's awesome. That's kind of cool.
The difference is I can't just do it on command. Like I don't sit and do readings, right? She's a medium on the third reading. So things just come to me. I mean,
Yep.
sight, smell, whatever it is. It's been
Yep.
pets, it's been living people, it's been non-communicative living people. It's basically sometimes it's just they turn on when I'm just meant to do it at a specific time or place for a specific person.
Yep.
Then the dimmer switch goes bright, and then when that's done, then it's done because that was the only thing I was supposed
Right.
to do.
Like I work with mediums as well in my own group, and I'll have mediums tell me that some mediums it's like it's on all the time. For
Yeah,
me, I don't consider myself a medium at all. I may be sensitive. Maybe my body definitely picks up on certain sensations at certain times.
hmm,
It has led to like good data being collected, like EVPs and whatnot. Do you
right.
feel it's the person, the investigator, um, that affects the haunt, so to say, or affects
Yes.
the activity? Um,
100%.
it
That's one of the
responds
things.
to us as an investigator if we're more
Sure.
open or we're more sort of like sometimes I can see a ghost. I'll see a ghost. Sometimes
Well,
they'll portray their feelings or their emotions. It's happened maybe 10 times in my life. More often than not, it's like that
yeah.
weird pressure, that weird pressure that I get, and it starts in like my back and rolls down my back, and
Yeah.
it's in my chest. And it's like, and I'm not like, I have no anxiety, other than like if I'm like if something like catastrophic happens, obviously. But I'm the most calm, mellow dude ever. If I like that feeling comes on, and then I get like really anxious, like the room just gets like this big, all
Yeah.
of a sudden. And those are the times I feel like I have the best evidence to capture. I have people tell me buddy, it's you. I don't think it's me. I don't think I'm special at all. Just let me put that total disclaimer on. But it's not special. But I do get a lot of EVPs, and people will tell me
Yeah.
it's because I have some sort of a gift, and that's why they respond to me. Is that what are your thoughts on that?
So after doing these public hunts for as long as we've done, um, our opinion on seeing what we see,
Hmm.
we just look at it as how do you react the same to every living person you see or meet?
Hmm.
No. You can meet one person and be like, "Oh, hi," whatever. And
Right,
then you can meet the next person like, "This is the most entertaining person I've ever met, and I don't know why."
right. Some
Right?
people have a vibe, and other people just like, right.
And I don't think that changes in death.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't I think that you still have whatever personality you had in death, you're going to still be attracted to these people with these personalities, these like interests. We get and happy Veterans Day for everyone and thank everyone for your service and those who are serving.
Oh yeah, guy. Cheers.
Um,
Cheers.
yeah, cheers. So that I bring that group up because it's today, but because that is such a bond
Hmm.
and it does not go away when you pass.
Hmm.
That is one group that we get a lot of activity around, whether it be fallen comrades
All right.
or just other vets that have passed that are just passing through New Orleans and they recognize that energy.
Hmm.
How they do it, I don't know.
Hmm.
So that's a bond that does not go away. Teachers and therapists are another classification that for some reason on these public hunts get all this activity
Yeah.
around them.
Yep.
And you don't start and we only take 12 or 13 people, right? You don't start and go, I'm sorry, and what do you do? And what do you do? Nobody
Right.
asks. You're like,
Right.
where are you from? Why are you here? Have you done this before? Okay, this is how this crap works. 3, 2, 1, go, right?
Hmm.
Um, so it doesn't necessarily come up, but when I come back and forth between rooms or around the group and say, okay, what are you getting? Who's getting the most? It's usually those groups are medical professionals.
Hmm. Right.
And so you wonder, what do you look like to them? Do you have a color on an aura? Do you have some kind of mark?
Right. Is there like a white light that surrounds you, or is it like, do they see you differently? Are you more
Yeah. Mhm.
pronounced? Do we look like they look like to us? Like, do they see us as ghosts, and the ones that they can see are those are the ones, or the ones
Yeah.
that make eye contact with them? Like, holy shit, they must. I've had guests on before. I had a few mediums on before. This one guy, Johnny, he's like, I was sitting in a restaurant. It's like I saw a man walk in, and I knew it was a ghost right away. And was looking around for somebody, and then he made direct eye contact with me, and he knew that I could see him, and he wouldn't leave me alone after that. That's
Yeah, they
that's gotta be annoying. As much as I'd love to develop my gift, whatever gift I might have, I honestly I think it's hereditary. Also, more about that in a second. I would not want to see this shit all the time. I would want to be able to turn it on and off. That's the ultimate gift, I think. To not be like I like mediums with like I get approached in supermarkets. I'm in the mall. People are following me. Like, you got to talk to my wife. You got to talk to my wife. You got to tell her I'm okay. You got to tell her blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I'd want that much of a gift. Is my first point. Second point. I said a second ago. I believe it might be hereditary. What are
agree.
your thoughts on that? Do you have any family members that also have this gift that you have?
Oh, you're so cute to ask that. Um, I lost an uncle in an accident. He was
Really? I'm sorry.
80, my mom's oldest brother, about 3, 4 years ago
Yep.
when I first started this. And he came to me a day or 2 after he passed. I was very close to him, and his kids. And that was when I finally, because I had hid my gifts from everybody. When I
Right.
told my mom, we didn't talk about it.
People
And I
think you're
went up to
crazy.
his
Right.
funeral, and I said, "That's it. I'm telling him." So my
Mm-hmm.
aunt had gotten a ghost hunt together at a restaurant in Manitowoc, where I'm from. We got some family together, and
Mm-hmm.
so there was the funeral, and then he was cremated. So we had days in between for the interment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just sat there. I had some cousins and aunts around me, and they were asking about ghost hunting, and I said, "Well, I've been working on my gifts and meditating, and my grandfather, who is the gentleman, my uncle's dad that passed, and my grandmother on the other side had come to me, and that they're like my guides, part of some of them."
Of
And I
course.
just said, "Listen, I don't know if you know this, but it runs in our blood. Grandpa was very lucky in World War II. Everyone
Mm.
said he was lucky or had good, what we call it, instincts, and he
Yeah.
probably did. But there was more to it. My
Probably.
grandmother on my other side of my family, I think also. And as soon as I said that, you just felt the floodgates open.
Yeah.
Nobody had talked about it within the family, and it was, oh, one of my cousins, oh, I've been doing blah, 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 blah. Another cousin, well, I work with
Mm-hmm.
autistic kids, and now I understand why I just seem to know what they're saying because she works with non-communicative autistic children.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough population. That's rough.
And she's a speech therapist. So
Wow.
she just came to me, she's like, I don't know why I know. And I said, it's because this is your gift. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you're
Mm-hmm.
communicating them in a different way. And so it was this floodgate that nobody knew.
Yep.
Like only the intimate family knew, and then it would never spread across because growing up Catholic, you can't. I had to be
Of
careful in my
course.
bio of what to write because they
Yep.
have their terms, we have our terms,
Yep.
right? So it was crazy how it just kind of blew up. But all the research I've done amongst other spiritual belief systems, um, it is very much believed amongst a lot of them. It
Mm-hmm.
is hereditary, and the
Like
term
I think everybody has like the possibility to like maybe work their
agreed.
way into it. But I
Sure.
think others are like just like holy shit, like just
It's
right
athletic.
open.
It's an energetic athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are born with the Michael Jordan level of talent, right? And then others have to take the granny shot to even get it to the hoop. It ain't pretty, but eventually it goes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter
Yeah, of
how much
course.
you practice. And I think that that's this. I
Yep.
think it's the same,
I
you
think
know?
so too. More than uh, I'd say more than 90% of the mediums that I have worked with, one of either their sibling has the same gift, or their mother, or their father, or that mostly honestly, and that's the other thing. A lot of it, not all mediums, but a lot of them are women. And the men that I have known that have been also been mediums are sometimes a little bit more effeminate. Do you think it's a feminine gene? Do you think it's a feminine trait?
No, I think it's a traditional raising trait.
Hmm.
Females I'm generalizing, okay?
Yeah, of course.
We're emotional beings.
Yes.
We are.
100%. Yeah.
Men traditionally are
Shut down.
not.
They just shut that shit down, right?
That's why.
Mhm,
It's not that men don't have it. It's they aren't raised to be in touch with feelings. They think it
mhm,
my friend Sam's like, "Men, you think it's gas." You know what I mean? Like you're like, "Oh boy, I ate something weird." So, women have just in general always been open to emotions, which opens us up to that kind of acceptance of information, whereas men
mhm.
are nah.
Yeah, right.
In general,
That shit's
there's
not real, dude. That's not real. Yeah, it is, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of guys talking whatever, and it's like, oh my gosh, they don't talk about their feelings all the time, right?
Right, right. They don't
You
talk about
know?
this stuff either all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think everyone's got the potential. I think some of the generations after probably ours are
mhm,
raised with a little bit more of that uh, emotional acceptance of talking about your emotions, where I think that now and lately a lot more people are coming up to say, I can do this, I can do this.
mhm.
And I don't think it's the other generations not being able to do it. It's just it's the now it's okay to talk about it kind of thing.
Yeah, people are a little bit more connected with their emotions and feelings these days. Therapy is like, help to foster that through the
Yeah.
generations, take us out of the archaic ages of the early 20th century.
Yeah. I think
For
it was
sure.
like it probably had to be late 70s, early 80s when I saw that I remember seeing my first full-bodied apparition, and it was a headless teenager in a Metallica t-shirt and jeans standing at the foot of my bed.
Wow.
I was sleeping at my grandparents' house. They had, the traditional twin beds in their bedroom. So I was
Yeah.
sleeping in
Oh yeah.
Uncle's bed. He was gone. And grandma came back from the bathroom and she walked right through him and he disappeared. And I'm just sitting there going, like
What the fuck?
trying to grab. And I was like, Grandma, there was this headless kid at the foot of my bed. She's like, you're dreaming, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then the next day, no kidding, Grandpa came back from his fishing cabin from the river and brought this, I'm aging myself, people, a cassette, if any of you know what those is,
Oh
cassette
yeah. Cassettes. Yeah.
of Metallica, which was a t-shirt the apparition, the full bodied was wearing. And
Yep.
in it was a kid's funeral card who had died down by the river because he was playing on the rooftops of some of the cabins and slipped and fell and grabbed onto power lines.
Wow.
And it was sitting on the front porch of my grandfather's fishing cabin.
What? Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible coincidence right there. That's what ghost stories are truly made of.
Yeah.
Do
And
you think that
I don't
you
think I
think
was 10.
oh wow, so that was like his why do you think he picked you?
I don't know.
Because he knew that you could see him maybe.
I,
And he came to you when
yeah.
you're in a relaxed state, you're laying in bed, you're trying to fall
Yeah.
asleep, you're quiet, your
It's that
breathing is
brainwave state that we meet their energy in,
yep.
right? The beta
So
theta.
cool. So cool, man. I have a cousin that he's younger than me. Well, much younger than I am. He's 60. It's my cousin's kid. He's 16. He started like always talking to me about the paranormal, always getting more and more involved. And I'm like, if it's okay with your mom, I'm like, you can come out with us the next time we go out. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be great. So we went out a few weeks ago to a place I've been to like 4 times. This is our fourth time there. It's a big old banquet hall in Rhode Island. It's awesome. Really
Yeah.
super, super active. I've gotten a lot of stuff there. I've had a lot of experience. I've seen apparitions there. This kid walks in and he describes like some of the wildest stuff, but then it like not wild, but I mean like seeing tons of people everywhere. Um, Describing a little kid. We got a little kid on the EVP. Just like weird. The little kid was interacting with the dowsing rods, which total disclosure. I was completely skeptical about dowsing rods. I thought people like maybe using their fingers to twirl it around.
Yeah.
I thought it was bullshit because I had seen somebody do it once at a present. I had a presentation and I had somebody else there outside of our presentation, like doing dowsing rods that was brought in by the people hosting the presentation, and you could see his fingers manipulating the rods. Like, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like you make. Yeah. And this is a guy who's known around the seal up here. He's been in it for a really long time, and he's got a good name. But like I was like so disappointed and pissed off at the same time when I had a
Yeah.
video of it, and then I posted it on Facebook. I'm like, oh, this is great. Look at this. And like, look, you can see his fingers moving. I'm like, and I look at it, I'm like, oh, what the fuck, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
People fake, just like they totally like kill any credibility that has been made in these fields. Well, last week I saw a woman using dowsing rods. I'm like, nah. Even though I trust her, have ton of respect for this woman, really talented medium. I'm like, nah. And then she's like, hold them, go ahead, feel them. And like they're sitting in collars and like you can't control them. And
Yeah.
on command, these things are answered. Have you ever worked with dowsing rods or pendulum? Any
Worked,
experiences with those?
I worked with both
Yep.
and more dowsing rods.
Yeah. Those seem to be more popular, I think.
Complete skeptic. I'm
Yeah.
like, you can move them. One
Right.
micro spasm in your hand. Okay.
Right. Right.
Here's what I did to convince myself. On our group hunts or public hunts, um, usually the second location, we do everyone in one room. We're doing some kind of spirit box or dowsing rod or Estes method, right? So I'm like, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to pull up dowsing rods. And more often than not, these are the spaces where people's loved ones come through.
Yeah.
And so what I do is if you're trying them, and one of your loved ones come through and you want to make sure it is, hand the 2 rods to somebody you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them that, sorry, my cat's trying to join. Hi, Rue. Say hi to everyone. Hi.
Meow.
And I said, give them the question to ask and the 2 options. That's how I work. Cross to select one, separate to select either. They're not moving. No one's spinning in any of that crap.
Yep.
Everyone's got their own techniques. I said, this person that doesn't know you, how do they know what the right answer is? Always make an answer wrong. One answer is right. One answer is wrong. Sometimes human instinct is the first one's right. Switch it up. And I tell people that because you have to stop and think of the lie.
Yeah, right.
Right. So what I started seeing, because you couldn't tell, and then we put EVP meters at the edge of them when they started to move. And when you see that going bananas, right?
Yes.
And then you have the person saying, okay, ask this question. It's like, okay, if this is Jen's grandmother, were you born in the United States or Europe? Cross for US, separate for Europe. And then when you start getting right answer after right answer after right answer, the person holding them has no idea.
Right. That's
how I convince myself.
That's pretty cool. There was so many of those. Yeah, so many of those. Like she would hold him. She's like, all right, point to the guy in the room that works there. There was one of the kids from the maintenance department, and spun over to him. Now point to Joe, and it spun the other way and pointed to Joe. Now who's buddy? And it came all around. And it came to me like, what the fuck? She's like, watch this. She's like, I'm gonna hold him out right in front of me. Her hands are like just like this, perfectly still. And she's like, go ahead, play with them, make them spin. Both of them are spinning. Now make them go in the opposite direction. Freak, like what the fuck am I? What Like wild.
The spinning thing would be hard because you would see the wrists moving.
You would see them moving it. Yeah, same thing with the pendulum. I was so skeptical about the pendulum. Like she's moving her hand, she's like micro moving her finger. I had an investigator. She started with me a while back, and me and this guy Joe were just like, all right, get as close as you can, dude. Now this is my aunt, and I had doubts in my aunt. Like not that I doubted that she would fake something, but like there's got to be something with her fingers. She didn't move like an inch, not even like a bit. And this thing was spinning one way. All right, now make it stop. Like what? How did you make it do that? Like now make it spin again, and it starts spinning again. Now make it go wide, spirit, all the way around. They go like all the way around her hand, do like big wide circles. Just like make it go in the opposite direction, and then it would just start spinning. Like I couldn't explain otherwise. I had no other rational explanation as to how this thing stopped midair and just started going in another direction, or just stopped midair and stopped. I don't know. The spirit box, I was also very skeptical about until I started hearing like F-bombs or like, hey buddy, or like just like how are like 12, 13 different radio stations like collaborate in this one sentence? I have no explanation as to how this is doing this.
Well, that's so funny. I brought videos up in case you wanted to see.
Oh yeah, sure.
So if you want to talk about how to debunk a spirit box,
please, you do. Yeah, do you have something?
Play blackjack.
Oh yeah, there you go. How do you do that? Go ahead. I mean, I know blackjack, but I mean, go ahead.
No, so in New Orleans, we were the gambling capital of the U.S. before Vegas was ever the glimmer in a gangster's eye. So we started here. We have the Mississippi, the Spanish.
I had been on a paddle boat that was a casino. Those were awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and then craps was invented here by Bernard de Marigny. Oh, wow. So we thought, because you do want to have direct response with the spirit box.
Yep.
Let's make our ghost hunts fun. Let's play blackjack. And this is from like a year ago. Here we go. I forget which Chrome. No, entire screen. And we want to share.
You're gonna be able to play this on mine, yeah.
Yep. And let me know
when you. Oh, look at you! Look at you know how to do this. This is wonderful. You want me to? I have to put that on screen. Yes. Okay. And it's the stage.
So this was the first night. I had a new M-Com from Supernatural Inc. Hi, Brandon.
Yep.
And which is a random sweep spirit box, not a linear. This is last summer, and I was teaching this guy on our tour how to play blackjack. So listen.
Oh, except for the Joker.
Joker? Yeah, I was going to say probably not a good thing.
One card up to him, one card down to you, one card up to him, one card up to you.
Ooh. Okay, so twice to hit, once to stay.
Stay. Did you hear that?
That was
Are you sure?
Are you sure? That's a 7 versus a 10.
So hit me means another card.
Okay, that's twice. I think that's another card, right?
So we're half
Oh, 17.
twice.
Ooh, that's hard. Would you like to hit or would you like to stay?
I stay.
I stay.
Oh, good call. Good call.
I'm afraid.
18. Unfortunately, you lose. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you gotta take his money. Just one.
Oh, just one?
One.
All right, there you go. Did not miss this one.
So you gotta put one into play.
One into
One
play.
more time, listen to the
All right,
numbers.
so one up, one down.
So look at their hand.
Yep.
All right, so twice to hit, once to stay.
9. What do they have?
It's a 9 and it has 9.
You had one.
Oh, you want to get to 21.
You need to get to 21. Would you?
Pass?
So hit, remind him, hit me means another card.
So hit is another card. Would you like another card? There we go. That is a good hand. Would you like to stay? No more cards? Yep, there we go. Okay. Well,
I just got chills, dude.
let's see what we get. That's 21. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Do you want
No. The spirit didn't. Wait till you.
Yeah, I'm back.
The spirit didn't like. I forgot what I was saying. That was really cool. Stay and hit, and it called
out 9.
and it added the 9. That was just like that was cool. That's a cool like not trick. That's a cool like method to do with them. I never considered playing cards with ghosts. But holy shit, that's pretty cool.
We play blackjack, we play poker, we play Would You Rather, Mad Libs, rock, paper, scissors.
Mad Libs, it's so fun. That's awesome.
So when you say give me an adjective, what if you hear one?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome for sure.
So
that's so intelligent. That's so in the moment.
It is.
And I noticed a few times when during that blackjack game, like the K2 meter was like it was just like randomly like popping off a little bit.
So we tell them they can either say hit or stay, or blink K2 meter once to stay and twice for hit me. Hit me being 2 words. So it gives them an option to use whichever piece of equipment is easier for them.
What do you think? What do you think is generally easier for a spirit to manipulate?
K2.
Yeah, really? The K2?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
We see a lot more stuff, but the spirit box has just been so epic because they'll want to hit on a hand where you're like, are you sure? And when we've asked them that, they'll tell us a number, and I'll be damned if that wasn't the number on the next card to turn over.
Wow. That's
We've
amazing.
heard them say split.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think when they got the 2, they get 2 9s or 2 6s. I'm like, split that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
We did it when we were in San Francisco at the USS Hornet, just to see. And I had a face down card as a dealer on the table, and I said, spirits, I just want to know how you can see, because sometimes you call the next card out. And I'm like, can you see through the deck? I don't think we peeked, but did we peek? How did this work? And what is this card that's face down? And we had about 7 people around, and we heard clear as day, Jack.
Oh wow.
Flip that card over.
Through the spirit box.
Yep. And I flipped the card over, and it was a Jack.
Jesus. That's pretty good. That's
It's hard to dispute.
Yeah, it is hard to dispute. It is.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's hard to dispute.
You
still have the radio thing. You still have all that for people that are very skeptical. And there's nothing wrong.
It could just happen to be somebody saying that on a radio, but like, what are the odds? Like, what are the odds of of like hearing that thing and like I said, like hearing a whole sentence like go through all these radio stations all at the same time. Like, what are the odds of that actually happening?
Yeah.
I don't think
They're
it's
pretty,
possible.
it's pretty small.
I bet on football. I bet on sports. I don't think I would not bet on that happening ever. That's so rare. Like swearing on the radio or hearing multiple swears on the radio. Again,
Yeah.
something that you don't generally hear. Or when they call your name, like "Hey, buddy,"
Yep.
that's not. I want to just like say, "Hey, that's probably a ghost and not the radio."
Yeah.
Um,
We
but
asked
where
them to swear.
I can understand what this is like. All right, so certain devices, like for example, there's certain apps on the phone that just like shoot out like words, and they're all like murder, horror, blood, darkness. Like I can't stand any of that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I think it's like definitely for entertainment purposes, and I am completely skeptical of all that stuff. Some people will say that cell phone apps are reliable. What are your thoughts on cell phone apps, Jennifer? Do you think anything good of them?
I use two.
Oh, really?
I do. I
Oh
use one
boy.
called Alice Box and
Okay.
one called Spirit Talker. Both are from not US. They're very pre-AI, like
Okay.
Peter's.
That's good.
Both are the software component of a European version of the Ovilus.
Okay.
So same concept without the yes no. It's just the phonetic mode.
Yep.
And so since shipping across internationally is hard with batteries and all that stuff,
Hmm.
the company's Infraready UK is one of them that builds Alice Box, which is an actual standalone UK version of Ovilus.
Oh no shit. Huh?
And
Nice.
this is their software turned into an app.
Hmm.
Do I still think it operates on airplane mode? It operates off of Wi-Fi. And I've looked at permissions on my devices and everything it shows is off.
Hmm.
That's all I know.
Okay.
It gives developer notes on what it does to your device. For those of you who are tech savvy, I am not.
I'm not at all. I can barely turn the
Um,
computer on.
we have a tech guy that's looked at it and went, "Yeah, I understand," and went, "Perfect. That's your
Yeah.
job."
I got a tech guy.
Um,
He built this computer that I'm using. So yeah, I don't do anything
yeah.
technical whatsoever.
Now, does it shoot out what sometimes seems like random words?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a conversation between two that has nothing to do with you? Are they all talking at once? Is it random
Right.
words? I mean,
It
who
could be
knows?
anything. It could be
It could
anything.
be anything. But every once in a while,
Holy shit. When it's on point, it is definitely on point.
yep.
I had one experience with the Ovilus that I was like, holy shit. We were in a private residential house. It was a duplex in Providence. And I knew the guy who owned the place, so he was with us. It was myself, two other investigators, and the homeowner, and we were going to just go room to room, And the peak amount of the activity happened in his baby daughter's room, and it was like that when his son was a baby. Same thing, like just high activity in this one room, and then a whole bunch of shit in the first floor. But we were in this one room, and the Ovilus is on the ground. Now, I had done one thing. Rhode Island is really nice. They have like really not all the city departments, but a lot of them have tremendous like land records and titles and probate court records and all sorts of information. You can find out who lived there specifically, which I did. I knew every name of every person. It was mostly family, all Italian. They all lived in this one duplex together. So the Ovilus spits out a name, Mary. I'm looking through my notes. I'm flipping through that. As ironic as it is, Mary is a huge Italian name, or Marie, and it wasn't at all in any of the history. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's a relation or someone, maybe
Grandma.
it's something else. We're all sitting around talking. So my friend Rich says, the homeowner, he says, well, my nana, her name was Mary.
Grandma.
I'm like, has she been dead for a while? He's like, oh yeah, she's been past like 20 years. So she never knew you'd own this house. Oh no. I was living in Johnston at the time. I wasn't with my current wife, blah blah, all this shit. So we're going on and on. And then the Avilius says grandmother. Like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then there was like an EVP of old woman's voice that said, "Let the baby sleep," clear as day. Let the baby sleep. Minutes later. So I cannot. That's the one time I used an Avilius where it was like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Every other time it's just been like blood, Satan. Like it's like I don't know about this. I think he wasted like $400 on this, and then it says something like that and blows me out of the water. So
Yeah.
I don't think this stuff is all 100% legit all the time.
No.
But it's like you use different tools to do certain projects. I think it's just sometimes it's me, sometimes it's my recorder, sometimes it's the baby powder that I set up in the hallway, sometimes it's a ball, sometimes it's a cat ball, sometimes it's the expensive equipment. They respond to everything differently in every different case. Do you find the same thing different? You find the same thing, Jennifer?
I do too. I find that there are certain things that are easier for them to use over other things.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of what we do is there's multiple devices. Usually if we're setting up a trigger station, there's a trigger object, a REM pod, a cat ball, and a K2 meter.
I love the cat ball. It's
so and we
basic.
balance them on these water bottle caps instead of just letting them float, because on the hard surfaces, especially in the quarter, nothing's level.
Right.
So you got to rule out it's rolling because nothing's level. And then you rule it out anyway, right?
Yep.
If they go off, you're like, well, it didn't roll because we moved the floorboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of look at it like, iPhone versus Android, or your preferences. What kind of control do they have over their energy form that they're in now again? Yep. And how have they learned to use it to communicate, to manipulate? How far advanced are they? Is it important to them? Is it not? All these things. I think sometimes it is good to have multiple things. Right. You'll see it. I think a lot of groups that they come on our public hunts, and they have. Mm-hmm. I think the only criticism I've ever heard is that you over equipment use. And my retort is, but why do you? Sometimes, as long as the equipment isn't interfering with each other, and there are certain things that do, you just don't know what they can manipulate. So when you have options, it's just my opinion that I think it's better to have options instead of we're just going to do this one thing. It works for us, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's cool. And then so many devices that get set off by the cell phone and other, like you say, other devices that interact with other devices.
Freaking airplane mode.
Oh my God! I'll just set them down at the door. We'll put them in a basket. You can collect them before you leave. They'll be safe. But Jesus Christ, don't have it in your pocket. Oh my God, my K2 is going off. Your cell phone. You're playing with your cell phone in your pocket. You're getting a text message, or you're looking something up on your phone.
You're getting a sports score.
Yeah, right. So we're starting to draw down, wean down in the show here, Jennifer. Before we wrap up tonight, for anybody visiting All right. First of all, before we get into that question, is it New Orleans or is it New Orleans?
It's New Orleans.
Okay, New Orleans
or Nolans, whichever one. Not New Orleans. That's definitely someone who's not from here.
Right.
Either one. She's not from here either, I'm sure.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's
okay. So now that's settled, anybody traveling to New Orleans who wants to experience, like I could talk for another hour and a half about the spirituality in New Orleans, but wants to experience like the three most haunted spots in New Orleans that they could go and experience this, where would they go?
So we've kind of had a bunch of them locked down for our investigations because the city doesn't have a place that you pay to go investigate. They don't embrace it. They don't like it.
Nope. Oh,
nope.
They are conservative in the South. I'll say that. Although Savannah is like
burned by groups that came down and filmed TV shows and left them holding the bag of the stirred up hornets that they didn't understand they stirred up. New Orleans has some very unique spirits.
Oh yeah.
They're very temperamental, and if you don't know how to deal with them or don't recognize them because you don't deal with voodoo and witchcraft and vampires and everything in between, you don't know what you're looking at, and you don't know what you're making mad, or you may think this is bad when it's not. We've had people make those mistakes. They provoke. Oh, they
Oh
provoke.
God, don't do that. They're people.
And
Just treat them like people. That's it. That's all we ask.
yeah,
You know.
so I would say Andrew Jackson Hotel on the top
Mm-hmm.
of the list is per square foot the most haunted space in the city. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll put Lowry Mansion not as haunted. It's a residence. And the residents here will fight tooth and nail to never have it not be a residential property.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no ghost hunts there. There will be no tours there. And it's all the story's all fluff and mostly based on no truth anyway. So
Yeah.
I love Kathy Bates. She did a mean Hollywood version of the character, but it's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, it usually is. Especially when it goes through Hollywood, it's like
yeah.
Any truth gets washed out with drama.
We've been Hotel Provincial. They don't like to tout their paranormal, but their back building 5 was the first hospital here in New Orleans.
Ooh.
Do get a lot of activity there. Dale and Spratt brought a group last year. They would come down and talk to us like, oh, my bed was shaking. And it's not that kind of hotel, just letting you know, folks. So that's we get a ton of activity there.
Oh yeah.
Just walking around the French Quarter.
Oh yeah, the streets, the cobblestone. It's all been there for hundreds of years, and then there's that whole like Creole spirituality that's down there that's got to like really kind of affect the whole vibe of things. We stayed in a hotel. Well, like I said, when I was 16, we went down there. It was across from a Walgreens. I don't know. That probably has no.
Canal.
But it had a pool on the
street.
It had a pool. It had a pool on the roof.
Yeah.
And it was so creepy in those hallways. I would run up the hallway to get from the elevator back to my room just because I was like, ugh, I can feel them on top of me like that. And at the time, I wasn't at all comfortable with those feelings and those sensations. So I was like running straight from it. But I would go back to New Orleans in a second if I had the opportunity. Just this, I'm a big history dork, huge history dork. So there's a ton of history. I'm a big ghost guy, so there's a ton of ghost stuff down there. There's a ton of like culture and
that's why we're putting on the Paracon next year.
That's awesome.
That's one of the reasons.
Talk a little bit about Paracon, your Paracon before we wrap up today. Go ahead.
So the base is the Paracon is education. It is traditional. It's meet your celebrities, all those things, which is fine. People want to see them. They want to humanize it. They want to meet their idols. But doing these ghost hunts, we find a thirst for knowledge, and the pool for it is a puddle. People don't know where to go to learn proper techniques, develop, abilities, whatever in between. And so the goal here was to educate. And so we have, especially for our first year, we've got John Zaffis.
Oh, wow. He's from up here. I know Johnny.
Oh, and he's never traveled really outside of that area. For Paracon, we've got Patty Negri. We've got 4 of the members of the Warren Society. We've got Joe Frankie, Bill Slevin, Father Ken Torres, Father Bob Bailey.
Oh, Father Bob, he's my boy.
I love me some Father Bob. I want to adopt him.
I have a beer podcast.
I want him to be my grandpa.
I had a beer. So I knew Father Bob when he was a Catholic priest because he's from Rhode Island, from the same state, and it's a very small state, believe it or not. And I had Father Bob is a huge beer enthusiast, as am I. So I have a beer podcast. I have a live and a pre-recorded. We had Father Bob come on the live show. He just sat and talked about beer the entire show. He's just he's a great guy, and such a legendary investigator, such a humble piece of pie, that man. I owe Father Bob a trip to a local brewery. I've been telling him for like 2 years. I'm like, Father Bob, we got to go to a brewery, dude. I'll show you some good beers.
Good to know.
One of his favorites is actually, it's called Captain Soda. It's brewed by Grace Ale, we just filmed a show there. Great group of people, great brewery, great history wrapped around this whole brewery. Just a beautiful place. But yeah, Father Bob is one of my my top 3 paranormal people. And
I love me some Father Bob. And I'll be honest too, we had some friends that we called when we first started, okay, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
And we made friends with Ron Iacobetti and Lourdes Gonzalez.
Oh, I love Ron, another great guy. Yeah.
Yep. And we're like, dude, what do we do? And
Yeah.
they really rolled out the red carpet for us of, hey, meet these people. You should
Yeah.
invite this, da da da. They're coming, and I'm so
Oh.
happy we get to see them again. So
Have you seen Ron and Lourdes do their Staticom with Tony Rathman? Have you seen that live?
they, yeah. So Ron and Lourdes, we met them. They came down here with their whole thing on Paraflix,
Wow.
testing it out, and they came on our tour. And he's like, "Well, I just have this new device I want to test out." I'm like, "Well, as long as it's not a Boo Buddy, that's fine, because Boo Buddy scares the crap out of most of our
Yeah.
spirits." So we saw it live at all of our locations. They came to our house, and we kept in touch. So yeah, that was honestly, that they were like our first phone call.
That's awesome. Ron, I've never.
Yeah.
No, I have met. I met Ron, Lourdes, Tony at the battlefield, the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash a few years ago.
Yeah.
I drove down to that, which is I go to Gettysburg. I try to go to Gettysburg once a year for the history. I've never investigated there, but I've met so many great dudes in Gettysburg. I'm like, I gotta come back. We gotta do the whole ghost thing next time. But I saw them do Staticom live. Now I had interviewed these guys on this show and a previous podcast I had multiple times, and these guys, like, this is such like a unique tool because it doesn't draw in radio, so it's just white noise.
Yeah, it's
So
a
the-
static white noise generator put
So
through
the
sound
skepticism
production
kind of goes right
software.
out the window because you're just playing white noise. And some of the fucking voices that came through, excuse my French, were next level.
Yeah.
So I love everything they do. They're great guys. So that's awesome that you got them involved. I honestly, when are you guys doing this?
So I do have to mention Sam Beltrusis, Letriana Terry Brown.
Oh, Sam's from Cape Cod. I know Sam too.
And Brandon Cooper, who is watching this tonight. Boy, I'm going through our list, and if I forgot someone, Voodoo Authentica, as far as local, we're going to have a whole Voodoo panel. It is July 31st through August 2nd of 2026. It is at the Astor Crown Plaza in New Orleans. We have a balcony overlooking Bourbon Street. Packages for 2 people. I want everyone to understand this. It is not per person. For 2 people, general classes admission to the Paracon, and 2 nights, and either a single king or 2 people and a double queen start at $300 total, not per person, total.
For 2 people.
For 2 people.
For admission, motel stay.
Yep.
That's pretty decent. That's pretty awesome, especially in New Orleans in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you have
awesome.
the option to add on paid classes. You
Yeah.
have the option to add on ghost hunts, cemetery, our exclusive locations. We've got a couple hotel buyouts. So if that package is really, pick what you want to do. We have a platinum package that's $1,500, but that is, again, 2 people, a junior suite, and it is everything. There's all paid classes. It's a VIP meet and greet.
Wow.
On Friday, the balcony overlooking Bourbon, beads, open bar, investigation that night. Saturday, early admittance to the vendor area, all the classes Saturday, another ghost hunt Saturday night. Sunday, same thing, another ghost hunt. So that is like, if you want to do everything, that's what you do. And we have Afterpay, which is like Klarna. So we have Afterpay available. If you need to pay over time, you can.
Yeah, Klarna is definitely a blessing.
Yeah,
for me
so
personally.
this is called Afterpay, which is a similar.
Yeah, they have
company.
that at Walmart up here. So it's through Klarna. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So all of that. So we tried to make it as approachable as possible. We have Patty teaching some classes. Sam, all of them are teaching some classes. We have a voodoo panel from Voodoo Authentica. We have a vampire panel each day.
Wow, that's incredible.
We've got practicing vampires and a historian to talk about vampire lore as it relates to our lack of understanding of medical conditions and spreading of diseases.
Wow.
We're going to end each day with a panel of John Zaffis and the Warren Society. That one is free. That one is general admission.
I've got the Warren. There was the guy from the Warren Society that I had on the air a couple months back. I forgot his name. He was really good. He's an older guy. Really good people though. John Zaffis. I've known him forever. He's a good guy. And then you didn't just get like local people that I have no idea who they are. You got people
Yeah.
from up here, like Zaffis is from Connecticut, Sam is from Cape Cod. It's like these guys are like right up the road from me. I actually have I have to go to I'm in my master's program at Capella, which is online, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I have a residency in Orlando a week after that. So these dates aren't sounding too bad. It's like 2 or 3 days after that, I'm supposed to be in Orlando. It's
Oh,
like
that,
right up the road from New Orleans. So this is like kind
yeah.
of starting to spin in my head a little bit. I don't know.
There's a Spirit flight that'll take you direct. It's not that far.
I'm sure it will. I
We
do
do
like to
have an
drive,
announcement.
but
We do have an announcement coming in January, February, probably January of another. If people go online to neworleansparacon.com, you're going to see some TBA on classes. It's going to say general. They're probably going to be paid classes,
Yep.
but those are reserved for this special person who has never, from what I understand, has never been at a Paracon,
wow.
but on his own with his followers could fill the Paracon up.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Not paranormal,
Okay.
but definitely somebody in a field that will pique a lot of people's curiosity. But
That's
we're
cool.
waiting until next year to announce this person.
Yeah.
And we're saving a few for some local people because it's a little early. We're going to have a company called Haunted History Tours.
Yeah, nice.
They're going to be selling, they're participating in a cemetery ghost hunt that they
Mhm.
take people by bus to a Masonic cemetery. They have exclusive accesses. And that tour is part of our Paracon. But then they're going to offer their other tours for stuff to do before and after. Sydney Smith, who's the founder, just passed away. And my husband's known Sydney for 30 years, as well as Kalila, who's still running it, who was his ex-spouse. She's wonderful. So we're really happy to have them as a part of it locally as
Yeah.
well.
That all sounds really great. Yeah, a lot of Paracons I stopped going to because they were all the same, and they were all like just kind of like you go around, you talk to people, blah 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 blah, say hi, and then like once you're done, it's like, oh shit, what am I doing now? You have everything. It sounds like you have every day covered with multiple events before, after, during.
And then you
Sounds
have just the
awesome.
city in general. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
yeah, exactly.
here.
You're in New Orleans, which I'm sure you can find a ghost to do if you look.
Yeah. And there's options to extend your stay.
Mhm.
And then you can continue with our negotiated price with the hotel.
Yeah.
There's, if you get a double queen, the price I talked about includes 2 people, but we do have options for adding on additional people up to 4 in a double queen if you want to split that way. So we tried our best to kind of really make this very affordable, very flexible,
Yeah.
open up our city, take care of our locals, take care of the people, that could from around the area or from around the country that want to come in. I did forget someone. I can't believe she's one of my favorites, Angel Morgan.
Mhm.
She's going to be a speaker. She is predominant. She does so many things, and she's a wonderful spirit. She's going to teach pet communication.
Oh wow, that's cool. Like with the dead pets or with the live pets?
Yes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely something. It's definitely something I've talked to various mediums about. Some specialize in it, but that sounds like a great lineup, and people can find out more about this. I'm running it at the bottom here, www.neworleansparacon.com. They can find out more about you and what you guys do at www.neworleansparanormalsociety.com. Thank you again for coming on the show,
Thank
Jen.
you.
It's been I do have to wrap up, unfortunately.
Yeah. Thank
But
you.
it's been I'd like to have you back on in a couple months. Maybe after you make your big announcement, you can come back on. We can talk more about that and all the ghosty shit in New Orleans. But for days I can talk about ghosts for days. Tune in this week, boys and girls, on Thursday. Three Dudes Brews comes back. Three Dudes Brews, the last call, as we do our live podcast. We'll be welcoming a guy. I don't know his name. He does either chug a beer or sip a beer, which should be pretty fun for me because I've been known to do both. And then we also are welcoming the mayor of the Rhode Island Craft Beer Community. Mark Ambrose will join us, and we'll just talk beer and this and that and everything else. Episodes 13 and 14 of Three Dudes Brews are due to be released next month. And then joining me live here next week, Jai will come back, of course, my lovely co-host. And she was feeling a little bit under the weather tonight. Jai, I hope you're feeling better there. And we'll be welcoming local medium, who I just investigated with. Awesome lady. Robin Hayden will join us. This lady is like, yeah, I love mediums because they just like, they always find a way to blow my mind. They always find a way to tell me something like, how the hell did she know this? So tune in next week. We're going to have live readings. We're going to have Robin talking about medium stuff, ghosty stuff. It'll be a great time. For Jennifer Talley, this has been Buddy Thayer, the Ghost and the Goat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a good week. Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins. Go Packers. I'll never say that again. Go Pack, go. That'll be the last time you ever hear me say that. Have a great week, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.